Hi, friends. Mindy, Life on Purpose coach. I coach purpose driven women and female entrepreneurs to make themselves a priority so that they can take their business to the next level, right? Ditch stress, ditch brain fog, ditch unwanted pounds. How does that sound? Right? Ditch those limiting self beliefs, boost energy, boost confidence, like confident AF, like super confident so that you can show up in every aspect of your life exactly the way that you want to. Hey, Maria, thanks for joining. So today's video comes to you courtesy actually of Gemma. She is a brand new member of our group and super funny. I have this great affinity for people who live halfway around the world, and she's from the UK and is really funny. So her new habit that she wanted to create, she said, was portion control. And portion control does not have to be difficult. I mean, one of the things we tell ourselves is this is so hard, right? Losing weight is so hard. So, side note, we always win the game we're playing. And every time we tell ourselves this is so hard, it is. We win. Yay, us. Not really, right? So, let's talk about some ways that portion control can come with ease. And there's a ton of things that you can do, but my two top tips right now for you are breathe. And yes, I'm being totally serious. Like lots of coaches and nutritionists and stuff will focus on fats and micros or macros and protein and all that kind of stuff. And it is important. We're going to talk about that too. But more important is actually breathing as you eat. The more oxygen that you can bring into your body, the better. There's a couple things that happen, but number one, you slow down. So when you take breaths between bites, when you put your fork down and take a really big breath and relax and then take another bite, that makes a huge difference. Your portion control gets under control because you're not shoveling. And shoveling comes from always being in a hurry, thinking we don't have time to eat this meal, that kind of a thing, or doing something else while we're eating. So when we take a breath, when we eat, it's huge, huge, huge. It's really, oxygen also will help speed up your metabolism, helps burn all the nutrients in your body better. Like, think about your gut, and oxygen in there is like metabolic fire. So the more breaths that you can take when you're eating, AKA get present, get calm, get really focused on your meal and on enjoying the meal and not on, the 500 things you think you need to do later, or, the Facebook things that you're doing while you're eating, or doing this and doing that. And that's where we get caught up too, is not just eating when we eat. We are constantly multitasking and we suck at it. So quit trying to tell yourself that you're this amazing multitasker, because you're not. And it's okay. I'm not either. And yes, I still try to multitask and I still fail miserably at it or show up inadequately, right? And who wants to show up inadequately in anything that we do? And especially when it comes to taking care of ourselves. So breathe, 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 breathe when you're eating. That's the number one way to get some portion control happening for you. And the second way is a magic plate. I'm going to see if you can see this. It's just about eating in thirds. And so I'm sure this is backwards, unfortunately. But this is something that I share with all my private clients, as well as the breathing. And we go much, more in depth with that. But a magic plate, when you start thinking in thirds, then your portion control also comes with much more ease, because you're doing a third green vegetables, a third high quality lean protein, and a third nutrient dense starchy vegetable or grain, and then think 1 to 3 tablespoons of a high quality fat. So when we have a magic plate, that's called a magic plate, it keeps us satisfied and it keeps us satiated. And so that helps with portion control. And so when we've got all that balancing each other out, it also is balancing our blood sugar. Super important. And so lots of times when we overeat or we have a hard time with portion control, it's because what we're eating, and we also want to focus on the things that we get to eat, the things that give us energy, the things that are the highest nutrient for our body. When we have problems with portion control, it's because we're not balancing our blood sugar. And so, you know, portion control. I ate a whole bag of chips. Well, I'm guessing you didn't have anything with the chips, right? Because I can eat a whole bag of chips when I don't have anything else with them too. And there's nothing wrong with the chips, but put the chips with a lean protein and a green vegetable and a high quality starch. Like really start to balance that out so that you feel like, yay, I got the chips that I wanted because I don't want to deprive myself. So I'm going to have a handful of chips, but I'm going to put it with this really high nutrient food so that it's win-win for me. And I'm going to breathe the whole time I'm eating it. So those are some tips for portion control. Hey, Christy, thank you guys for joining me. So if you're watching this live, to you, do you have one habit that you're looking to create right now? Summertime, because that usually is a shift in schedules for most people, like things, the best time to start a new habit is when you're already out of routine. And so summertime means a new routine for you, then it is a perfect time to decide on a new habit that you'd like to create and cultivate and then turn into who you are. This is just how you show up all the time. And so portion control, if you want to be the woman who always has portion control and is still satisfied, if that's the new habit that you want to create right now, then doing the magic plate and breathing. But I'd love to know, if you're on live right now, one habit that you'd like to either create or maybe recreate. Maybe it was a habit that you had and somehow you got off track, or you'd like to reinvent. Like, it's a good habit, but it could be better. Like if you moved the needle on it, if you shifted. Now, if you watch this on the replay, and I know lots of you will watch it on the replay, including Gemma, I know she'll watch it. When you watch this on the replay, tell me that you're watching on the replay, and then let me know. Let me know what you loved about these tips, what you're going to try and implement, and maybe this is the new habit that you'd like to try. Or if you have a new habit that you want to try, let's hear what it is. And I can do more videos on what you guys are looking to implement in your life, right? In your life on purpose. Because this is all about living life by design, not default. And design says we breathe when we eat, and it says we make a magic plate because that feels the best for our body. And yes, it can include chips, and yes, it can include those lower nutrient foods as long as we're balancing our blood sugar. And that's not the main portion of our plate, right? Then portion control becomes much easier. Plus, guys, our brains, we want to be in control. We don't want food to control us if food is the gist of the habit, right? If that's where you want to create the habit around. And so when we take control, when we say, look at all these amazing high nutrient foods that I get to have, and when I make a magic plate, then I get to have what this lower nutrient food as well. I choose it. It's a choice that I'm making. I am in control. I am not controlled by the bag of chips or controlled by the cupcakes or controlled by these things. I am in control, and I am going to honor my body and treat it in the way that the highest version of me would treat my body, so that I can show up my best, so I can have energy, so I can feel good, right? Feel good inside, feel good outside, so I can feel good when I look in the mirror. And all that is just moving the needle on our habits all the time and setting up the conditions for inevitable success. So setting up those conditions today looks like a magic plate and lots of breathing at the table. So I can't wait to hear how this goes for you guys, and what your ahas were from this. And I will see you soon. Wait, I decided to come back. I created a brand new freebie and have a brand new landing page that I would love for you all to check out. So I'm going to put the link down there. It's just mindyhuebner.com. And there's a brand new freebie all the way down at the bottom of the page. So yes, you have to read the page. I know it's really tough. And of course, there's the opportunity to schedule a breakthrough call with me. But I have a brand new freebie for 3 simple ways to gain energy. And I would love if you signed up to get it and let me know what you think about it. So I'm going to put the link down there. And this time I'm really going to leave. Oh, look. Yay, Maria. Okay. I'm not leaving yet. Oh, look at that. I lied 2 times. Let's see. Maria says it can include birthday cake too after a nice, balanced, high nutrient meal. Absolutely. Right? Okay. I'm going to go on my soapbox now. Food is not good or bad. It does not have a moral conscience. Food is high nutrient and low nutrient. It gives us energy or it takes it away. And so treating, when you talk about like, oh, I'm going to have bad food, you know, and that's going to be a treat to myself, like just think about those words and how you show up for yourself in that. Because making a choice of having some low nutrient food is perfectly acceptable when you're making the choice and it's not controlling you, you're controlling it. And so think about how those foods make you feel, right? When you choose them. And if when you choose them, they don't make you feel your best, know that those are an occasional choice. And they're truly a choice because you're like, okay, I know when I pick this, oh, let's use me for an example. I love cheese. It no longer loves me. There are like mozzarella or baby Swiss, something like that, I could have a tiny bit of. But if I went to like the really yummy hard cheeses that I love and had some of that, I know stomach ache, boom. I used to love ice cream. It no longer loves me. Literally, I could have 2 bites and have a stomach ache. So I know if I choose those, that's what I'm choosing. And so I don't choose ice cream anymore. There's way too many alternatives to that. And on occasion, the cheese will get me because I can remember how yummy it was. Very rare. I just find alternatives to feeling that satisfaction and still feeling great in my body. So there's that. And yes, Maria, it can include birthday cake. I love that because I love birthday cake. All right, Christy says she's working on finding new routines with the girls now that they're home all day. And we need some peace and calmness and restoration. Absolutely. So this is the perfect time to plug in something new for you, Christy, because you have a new routine. The girls are home all day. And if you're looking for peace and calmness, I'm guessing you're a journaler. I know you do devotionals. I know you love to read and spend that quiet time with God. And something that came out of a conversation that I had with a mom who had a couple of young kids too, was she was saying, I just want to get started on reading the word and being present and praying, but my kids are always like, fingers under the door, like the cat with the paw, and knocking on the door. She said she went in the garage in the car and they all came and found her. And so we talked about creating the environment that everyone sits down and you set the timer, and I know your girls are small, and so you set the timer for 5 minutes and we're all gonna read our devotional and pray, or whatever that looks like in your family. We're all gonna read from our book and then we're going to draw a picture, or we're going to, take this creative time. We're going to take 5 minutes of creative time, however that looks, so that you can accomplish some things, especially since you're a painter, Christy. Then there could also be a separate creative time, right? So you could have this devotional time, this restorative devotional time. You could have a separate creative time where you get to paint any picture you want. Like, we're going to set the timer for 10 minutes. Or however many minutes they can handle, and that can build up for you. You're a teacher, how those little brains work, right? Yes, I know. And so I know it's hard to fit those things in. And especially, we win the game we play, right? It's so hard to get this done. Well, it's not going to be hard anymore because I'm going to invite the girls into it with me. And so this is a tip for everyone looking to schedule something into their day when they have other people around. Then you just involve everyone in it and everyone gets the chance to work on this. So whatever it is, whether it's reading or writing or learning a new skill or something along, homework, if the kids have homework time but you want to be present with them, like, okay, we've got 30 minutes to do our homework, then you're sitting there too, learning something new, or catching up on a mindset podcast or something like that, so that you're creating that great feeling of community and encouragement. You're all together and you're all working towards your highest self, kind of a thing. So I love that. I would love to hear how that works out. If you can set like a 5-minute time, if they can do 5 minutes of devotions, and even help each other, the ones that Maddie, like reading or even a picture devotional, that kind of a thing. I think that would be awesome. I'd love to hear how that turns out for you. Okay, guys, I'm really going to go this time. So I really want to hear what the other things that you're going to do. And Christy, I want to know how it turns out, if that works, if it needs tweaking, if just, deciding, like trust, seek, pray, decide, and act, right? And then I'm going to try this, and I'm going to try it for a week and see how it works out. And if that doesn't give me the best result, then I'm going to try it in a new way. Could even be a fun time to download some stuff, new devotional for the kids, you know, like a color sheet from whatever. It could be, this is the time when we only do this fun book kind of a thing. So I'm really excited to hear how that goes for you, and see how that restorative time comes in for you, because you deserve it and it's there for you, right? We just have to tweak the path and find it. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon.